Hey yo, what's good y'all, it's Stinger, and today I'm going to be showing each and every one of you how to make some crazy IDM glitch percussion loops in the style of Brakence. Now before we get into the tutorial, I do want to mention that this glitch loop is included in my simulation glitch pack. The kit is completely free and it includes 10 IDM glitch percussion loops, so if you wanted to grab it, it's in the link in the description. So without any further ado, the loop that we're going to be covering today sounds a little something like this. Now, as a preface for this video is heavily inspired by my guy, DS. He made a very similar video covering how to make IDM glitch percussion, but in Ableton. Now, his tutorial is pretty much like one of the only glitch percussion tutorials on YouTube. And since it only really applies to Ableton, I wanted to make one that pertains to FL Studio as well. So if you're an Ableton user, I heavily recommend checking out his video. It's going to be the top link in the description. He goes into great detail on every aspect when it comes to making glitch percussion. So I would definitely check that out. Hey, what's up? It's post-production Stinger here. I've got the flu, so my voice is a little bit shot. But I was talking with my guy DS, and he told me that he got his information for that tutorial from a couple of other guys. And those guys are Sobi and Gonima. I'm sorry if I pronounced either of your guys' names wrong. So in the description, I'll include Gonima's YouTube, as well as Sobi's Patreon, where he posts music production tutorials, as well as sample packs, and he also does one-on-one lessons. So now that proper credit has been given, let's get back to the tutorial. But if you're just here for the FL Studio tutorial, let's get into it. The first thing that you're going to need is Foley. Now, I like to get my Foley in one of two places. I'll either get my Foley online by... I hate saying this out loud, by searching up ASMR fidget toy videos. I have a deep hatred for ASMR. I don't like it one bit, but it's kind of undeniable. Like the pops, the clicks, the transients are just perfect for glitch percussion. And aside from ASMR, there are a ton of Foley packs like Cymatics Foley packs that are perfect for glitch percussion. But what I like to do is I like to record my own Foley. And that's exactly what we did for this loop. All you're gonna wanna do when recording your own Foley is just grab a bunch of stuff that makes noise. So for this one, I grabbed 4 things. I grabbed a bag of chips and kind of just like crinkled it a little bit so it made noise. I grabbed this container of like allergy pills and kind of like just like shook it and like did random Foley stuff with it. And then lastly, I just grabbed like my retainer case and then like did one of those for like some like heavy pop transients. And you're gonna want to record about a minute or a minute 30 seconds of Foley. And when recording, you're gonna want to keep in mind that you don't want to hear any other sounds besides what you're using for the Foley. And this is important because of our next step. What we're gonna do is we're gonna right click our waveform and open it in Fruity Slicer. Now I have my Fruity Slicer settings already on the right settings, but what you're gonna make sure of is it's not on beat slicing. So none of these right here. You're gonna put it on one of these 3 settings. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the difference is between these 3 settings. I'm sure there's some difference, but I like to go with medium auto slicing. And then for the stretching method, you're gonna click either transient or pro transient. What this is gonna do is it's gonna create slices on these heavy transient sounds. And now every key on the keyboard corresponds to a transient slice. Now from there, you're gonna open up your piano roll. As you can see here, I've already got the pattern laid out and it spans literally the entire MIDI keyboard. And that's something that you're gonna wanna take into consideration. Personally, I don't like to just hover in one general area because like right here is the bag of chips. Right here is the allergy pills. Right here is the retainer case. Like, I like to have a lot of variation in the sounds when it comes to glitch percussion. So by using up the entire keyboard, you're making use of every sound that you recorded. Now for this, I wanted to do something similar to 5G by Brakence, in the sense that it has some drill influence. So I laid down a pattern with that super recognizable drill rhythm, being the you know what I'm talking about. And then after I laid out this super simple rhythm, I just added in some rolls here and there. Now this is a step that you don't want to miss. Once you've got your pattern laid out, you're going to want to select it all by hitting Control A, then hit Alt R. That will bring up the randomizer panel. And from there, I'll adjust the velocity and the pan. Randomizing the velocity makes it a little bit more human in the sense that it's not just one stagnant volume. And randomizing the panning makes it a little bit more sporadic in terms of where it resides in your head. So once you've got your pattern laid out, you're going to want to throw on a couple of baseline effects. First thing you're going to want to throw down that is absolutely essential is OTT. And then for this, I just have it at 62% depth. And then I increased the lows and the mids by a bit. After that, I threw down an EQ, taking out some low and mid frequencies. And finally, what's going to give you that signature sound is vocodecs or any kind of vocoder. Now, I played with this for a while to find a setting that sounds good. So if you want to copy it, here it is. So this is what the pattern sounds like without any effects. And this is what it sounds like with all those effects. As you can tell, we're already super close to our desired sound. Now what I do after I have those baseline effects is I render out the pattern, that way I can throw on some more effects. And you could do that just by right-clicking your pattern and hitting render as audio clip. So now that we've got it rendered, let's move into the next phase of mixing. On the second mixer bus, I have a ton of effects. I threw down OTT yet again, because let's be honest, you can never go wrong with OTT. I threw down Pancake 2, which is a panning automation VST, and I just have it subtly panning it left and right. Next, I threw down D-Blue Glitch, which is basically just the free version of Effectrix. And I really like the re-trigger preset for these kind of glitch loops. So I threw those in where I thought it sounded good, as well as a tape stop. After that, I threw down yet another EQ just to cut those lows again and take out some mid-range frequencies. And something that is absolutely essential for these is a fruity limiter. As you can see with the original recording, the peak levels are all over the place. We've got some super loud pops right here. It gets kind of quiet over here, gets loud around here again, like it's all over the place. So what the limiter is doing is it's just throwing on a ceiling to kind of tame those really loud transients. And finally, in terms of basic effects, I threw down Soothe 2 to tame some harsh frequencies. Now, something that I like to do to make the glitch loops a little bit more interesting is I like to automate some effects. One effect that I automated is D-Blue Glitch from before, and I automated it so that it takes place in the first 3/4 of the loop, because I didn't really like how the tape stop sounded at the end of the loop. Also, don't mind all of this other stuff. This is like my glitch loop maker FLP. So these are literally all the glitch loops that are in the pack. And the other VST that I automated is Portal. Portal's a great plugin to throw on when it comes to automation, but just as a standalone static effect, it kind of throws the glitch loops off a little bit. So I love using Portal in moderation, and I have it on the buffer twitch preset. Now, in terms of other automation effects that you could include in your glitch percussion, some of my favorites are obviously D-Blue Glitch, Portal, Shaper Box, Phase Mistress, and Filter Freak. So if you're looking for something else to spice up your glitch loops, there you go. So this is what our rendered glitch loop sounds like without any effects. And this is what it sounds like with those final effects. So that is going to pretty much cover how to make IDM glitch percussion in FL Studio. I mean, it's surprisingly easy. Hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial and learned something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the comments down below, and I will do my best to answer them. Also, consider checking out my Patreon. I post the FLPs to all the beats in all of my videos, so if you want to study the arrangement, the mixing, all that kind of stuff, it's right at your fingertips. Also, consider subscribing, as I post 1 video a week and 2 sound kits a month. Other than that, that's going to be it. Peace.